Hi everyone, it's a beautiful night here in Idaho and I have the drone and I'm flying around and I just want to give you a tour of the property. This isn't an open source or a software related video, but it's kind of interesting, this place I live, and I don't get to share it with a lot of people, so I want to share it with you. I'm also going to put in some other footage of the winter time. I fly around every now and then, and there's just some really cool scenes that I've got and some shots that I've got. So I'm going to take you on a flying tour of this property and kind of tell you what I have going on here and some of the projects that I'm working on and that I'd like to do in the future, and I guess a couple that I've already done too. Check it out.
We purchased this property about 2 years ago. We had a house in the city and we sold it and we downsized quite a bit. We wanted to live a more free lifestyle. So this property was an old gravel pit. It was one of the cheapest properties we could buy in our county. We live in Idaho, and this property is surrounded on every side by farms, by fields. Mostly wheat and potatoes are the crops grown in our area. And it's just a really beautiful valley. This is also near the area where I grew up. The house itself isn't anything too special, but what we really like about the property is all the land and the space that we have. There's plenty of space for raising animals, for gardening. We planted a lot of fruit trees and fruit plants. And there's also lots of space for my projects and just to park things so we don't have to worry about running out of space. The water situation is kind of unique with this property. So it's surrounded by canals, and when the farmers irrigate, it fills up and a lot of that water flows onto our property, which creates a lot of ponds, including this large pond. I think it's over 100,000 gallons is what I calculated. So we get these nice ponds that we can play on, and we can use the water to kind of grow and keep some of the property green. We also have some nice areas for building campfires and for doing camping, and which is something that we like to do, is spend time outdoors. So it's nice we can have a little bit of an outdoors feel on our own property. I've parked some of these. I have a motorhome and a little camper here too that we can use for guests to stay in when they come. Near one of the ponds, I've always wanted to have a tiny home, so I built this tiny home, and we use this as a second office and also just as a place just to come and spend, recreate and spend some time together with friends and family. I've covered the roof of the tiny home with over 3,000 watts of solar panels because it's not connected to the grid at all. It doesn't have a bathroom or anything. It's just a kind of a little space that we can use. And I'm going to make another video on this. I've documented the whole build process, and I'm releasing the plans for anyone that wants to build something similar. The wintertime, this place isn't incredibly accessible. We come out here on cross-country skis in the winter, but it's just really beautiful, I think, in the wintertime. We get some elk and deer that live down here in the wintertime as well, so it's kind of nice to look out the back window and spot them occasionally. Living in a place like this in the wintertime comes with its own challenges. For example, we have to remove all of our own snow. There's no city snow removal crew to come do it, and our driveway just to get onto the property is over 1,000 feet long. So we have to maintain that driveway ourselves. So we have this plow that we put on the front of the truck, and we can use this most of the time to push the snow as long as it doesn't get too deep. Sometimes we have to do it every day, sometimes multiple times per day, but definitely every week. If it gets too deep snow, or we have too big of a storm like we had here, we have to hire a tractor to come with a snowblower and blow it out. I'm looking forward to maybe getting some equipment someday like this. It's very expensive. And as you can probably see with this property, we try to do everything ourselves. We don't have a whole ton of money, but we're able to accomplish a lot by just using our own resources and a lot of sweat equity and labor. In large part, my situation with this property and the freedom that I have is what allows me to be able to make all the free content that I do, the tutorials, and be able to offer them to you. People ask sometimes if they can donate, and I kind of was toying with doing a Patreon page, but I really don't need a whole lot. I'm really in a situation where I'm able to give, and a lot of that is due to this property. And so I'm glad that you've been able to see it and kind of learn a little bit more about me and my lifestyle. Maybe I'll make some more videos like this in the future, talking more about projects that are going on here on the property.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Leave your questions and comments below if you have any, and I look forward to catching you in another video.